just like the love we made.
It's ShishKebabber1 coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. Today's video, guys, I gotta talk about this tribal. This tribal is tough. It's really hard. I mean, harder than what we're used to. This reminds me of the old days before tribals and everything. Right when I started doing VP pushing as a full offense. Like, I feel like we've been so out of practice, though, guys, and this is extra tough. Like, it's a shot to the gut. So this video is made for all you guys to help you cope with this tribal and to give you some ShishKebabber pointers for how to survive. Okay, I made a big list here, a laundry list on this envelope. So yeah, defenses are insane. This Ice Guard tribe, plus 60% headquarters health means shields get so much value, guys, because shields are based off the HP of the HQ, right? And then defensive building damage, plus 50%. Jeez Louise. That is like a unboosted perfect masterpiece of 37% with a 13% guardian. I mean, just free. So I've been seeing some insane 7 boosted ice bases, and I got a couple of replays to go through with you guys, but we'll get there. We'll get there. There's so much ground to cover. So like I said, but especially with that damage, guys, if you can change statues or fine-tune your stuff a little bit as an offensive PvPer, I do recommend a bit more troop health. The troop health helps to mitigate that extra damage, especially when you're running combos like RCCM. You know, maybe your Johnsons survive a mortar shot, and maybe they don't. And troop health can be the difference. If they survive, the healers, who at least give us something that benefits, hopefully you're running healers in some of your troop combinations, you got to give them a chance to heal. But if your troops die, if they take too much damage, if their health reservoir is too small for the incoming damage for the period that it enters, they will die, and the healers can't heal them. So troop health, guys, can be very beneficial, and I just want to point that out. Okay, I don't have any particular perfect statue combo. I just want to tell you about the flavor. The more I taste it, the more I want to tell you what I taste, okay? Now, as you can see, there's no economy tribe in the sense that we get nothing here that values gold, right? So not only is this meta really tough now compared to the recent metas, it's really, really tough for offensive players, that means gold is like done. It's super scarce. So we got to go on like super hardcore gold saving mode, guys. And the other problem with gold is that Grenadiers, okay, which is what we get the only offensive troop damage buff to, which they're cool, don't get me wrong, but I have to mention, they cost a lot of gold, guys. They are expensive. And especially if you're not very well versed with them, the losses can be crippling. And you can just run out of gold before you know it, you know? And so what that means, there's a few things we can do. Some of these are obvious, but I'm just going to state them. I wrote all this junk down to go over it with you. So here we go. Your sub, leave him. Don't touch him. The sub costs gold to put him on a dive. Even if you have gold after a successful map clear, whatever it is you're doing, leave the sub. Even if you know you're going to get raided 12 times in a day, excuse me, I'm still getting over my cold. Even though you're going to get raided 12, 14, 16 times in a day, you're going to lose a bunch of gold, leave the sub. Don't waste the gold. Just don't. Just save the gold. It's so important because you don't know who's coming next and how many attempts it's going to take. So save your gold. Yeah, and as another example, this is a bit extreme, but even from your, what do we call it here, your daily supply chest, maybe you shouldn't choose the shards. Maybe you should take the gold. I'm going to take the gold right now. The reason why is because, like, hopefully you're in an active task force. Hopefully you're killing operations on a daily basis, guys. But you can't always hope that your op gold is full of gold. You got to pray to the Boom Beach op boat gods that you get gold on these days, and save that gold, guys. Save it like a precious resource, and don't spend it till you absolutely have to. If you get it, if you're lucky enough to get it. But there might be days where you don't get the gold, guys, and you have to be ready for that. Now, so one thing that's positive I can say about this, one way that I want to change the way you're looking at how to approach this meta, is the Spirit Dancer tribe, okay? Power to stone chance plus 50%. Now, in a crazy way, because all these bases are tougher that we're going up against, let's be honest, you need to boost, okay? Boosting makes things better. And it's okay. It's okay if you have to boost to kill a base. I mean, yeah, okay, you know, I kill this 7 boosted ice base unboosted, I'm awesome. Don't care. If you want your VP to maintain, if you want to survive, listen to me and listen to me close. This is probably one of our few, but it's really the only economy thing in a sense that we have, is Power Stone chance plus 50%. So the more you kill, the more you get. Now, just look at it this way. If you're not running any PSC, which most 10 offense people are not, you've got 50% more Power Stones coming in during this tribal cycle, which kind of means you can boost 50% more. So don't be afraid to boost. In fact, I would go one step further and I would tell you, boost even more. If you got to go full boost just to clear a couple of hard targets, don't be afraid if you have the power powder. This is the time to use it. This is what you've been saving it for, in fact. We need to get through this hard time, guys. This tribal only has 10 days and 19 hours as of the recording of this video. But don't be afraid to boost. There's no shame in boosting. Keep your map clear. That's the most important, okay? You don't have to tell people how it's clear. Just keep it clear. You know what I mean. Now, so let's now get into a whole other topic here, but it's totally related. So the viable troop combo for this meta, based on what we're getting here, Grenadier damage and medic speed, I'm going to tell you guys, is Bullet's best. It's TGM 152. It's kind of your, one size fits all. If you really get specific, you can fine tune it to, the base as the needs require. Maybe there's not as much damage, so you only need one boat of medics, etc. Carry 2. The reason why you want 2 primarily is if your Grens get caught off and you got some rocket launchers that already have defensive damage boosts, and then they've got the tribal boost. Those Grens can only take a few cycles of rockets, and if 2 rockets are looking at Grens and they're boosted or they're amped or whatever, forget it. It's the same problem where there's just not enough health pool and they die, and Grens are expensive. Carry 2 boats of meds, it's safer, okay? TGM 152, that's Bullet with his energy drink, 1 boat of tanks, 5 boats of meds. 5 boats of Grens, 2 boats of meds, guys. TGM 152. Follow the letters, follow the numbers. TGM 152. Now, the thing to be said about TGM 152, part of its viability inherently lies in boosting. First of all, I wouldn't even, well, you can still run it without a Troop Health Masterpiece, but please, I hope you have a Troop Health Masterpiece. Bullet benefits from health a lot, especially with energy drink, because of how it replenishes his health. So the more Troop Health you have, the better Bullet does. And Bullet's, he's key to this combo, at least, let's say, for the first half of the attack. It's ideal if Bullet stays alive the whole time, because he does do a lot of DPS, especially when his health is low. It's another point, but you always want to kind of keep his health as low as possible. Don't drink till the last moment, because let's say he has hypothetically 0% health. He shoots 100% faster. I did some testing videos a long time ago, and then we can assume it's kind of a linear scale down from there. It might even be piecewise, but the point is, Bullet does more health when he's low. He does more damage when he's low on health. Therefore, always try to keep him low on health. But those energy drinks are what really bring him back up, okay? And there's some really key ways to use the energy drink, and some of the things I want to get into. I know there's a lot of talking. I'll get to some other stuff where I show you replays and do some live attacks, but I got to make this video, guys. I feel like I haven't been giving you information, and I'm assuming that you guys know all the stuff that I know. I'm assuming you guys have seen all these videos that I've made in the past, and I'm assuming you remember everything, but this is like a crash course refresher time. And I've learned some things along the way, too. So yeah, TGM, boost, guys. You got to boost. Now, part of this is because of the nerf that Bullet got to his energy drink originally. When I came up with this combo, this was when the energy drink was in full force, but, we lost, like, what was it, 10% on the health regain, and we lost 2 seconds out of the 6. We had 6 seconds of the total cycle, and then now we're down to 4, so we lost DPS, and... Anyway, it requires boost to make it viable, and like I've always said before, it's only really viable when we have tribals that benefit it in a certain way, and right now we do. We've got the Ember Fury tribe, which gives us Grenadier damage, so it's very, very good. Obviously, for carrying 5 boats of Grens, it's very beneficial, huh? We'll get back into energy drink, but on the moment, I want to mention that the tanks, the reason why we bring 1 boat of tanks is because they work as a second line of defense for the Grens. If Bullet goes one way and your Grens and maybe 1 or 2 tanks go another way, and there's like rocket launchers all over in this area, Maybe that the rocket launchers aren't targeting Bullet, and if your Grens were just there on their own, they would target them, and you don't want them to die. The tanks can eat rockets way better than Grens, and if necessary, they can eat, a cannon shot, a boom cannon shot, whatever. We try to prevent these things, but if necessary, they can. They're like mini bullets, if you will. And only carrying one boat of tanks is very beneficial because it reduces the GBE cost for deployment, okay? So it's TGM with the most minimal amount of T, a lot of G, and a couple of M. But getting back to the energy drink, right? What I want to mention is there's a few key ways to use it. Like, you got to remember Bullet gets a speed increase, which gives him damage and mobility, and he regains health. Now sometimes, well, primarily you want to use it for his health, okay? Because you just don't want Bullet to die. It's primarily used for his health. But there are some times where you can kill two birds with one stone, or sometimes where one bird is more important than the health bird, if you will. And one of these examples I want to talk to you about is what I call shock skipping. This is something I've never shared with you guys, or at least not in discrete terms. But you can get into a situation where Bullet is being shocked by a shock launcher, and he's locked into one spot. Get all the Grens behind him kind of like doing their Grenadier stuff in this direction. Bullet's locked here. Now the structures that were here, they're dead, and there's a decent distance that Bullet can travel. If you drink, basically if that distance is larger than the radius of a shock, okay? If you take a drink while he's shocked, and he has enough distance to run that will meet, or probably let's just say exceed, the radius of the shock launcher, then you can actually skip the shock. The shock will fire where Bullet was, and he will be outside of the shock. He'll get the full duration of his energy drink, and he can do tremendous damage to whatever target he's on. Because that's the thing, a lot of times when Bullet's shocked, even if you're kind of getting chain shocked, and use energy drink, yeah, he'll still regain his health as long as he's got a split second to drink between shocks. He'll regain his health, but you lose all that speed bonus, right? So you can do a thing called shock skipping, but he has to have enough distance to the next target that exceeds the radius of the shock. But it's really cool, and it's something that I incorporate more and more into my gameplay, and I just want to mention that right now. Another really good use of the shocks, of the energy drink, is to kill key defenses. Like, let's say Bullet was approaching a shock blaster, which we hate shocks. We hate all things that shock Bullet, whether they're shock launchers, shock blasters, they're the worst. For different topics, for different reasons. But let's say he's approaching this shock blaster, and he's finally on it. He may or may not be low on health. It's more advantageous if he is. But if he has a moment, if he has a chance, let's say 4 seconds, because that's the duration of energy drink, and he's targeting this key defense, it sometimes makes a lot of sense to hit that energy drink just to burn it. Maybe you've got a shock, maybe you've got a shock on the shock blaster already, and that shock might expire before a normal DPS Bullet can take it out. But by activating his energy drink right there, you save GBE by not having to reshock it or whatever. Bullet takes less damage because he's not getting hit by those shocks. If Bullet's getting hit by the shocks from the shock blaster, he can't even hit the shock blaster, so it's gonna be a bad thing. So sometimes when you're on key targets like shock blasters, shock launchers with Bullet, and maybe you're not low on health, hopefully you are, I mean in a weird way because it's more synergistic, but maybe you should just use it, okay? These are some of the key times to use energy drink that don't just require filling up Bullet's health. But again, always keep him low on health because he does more damage. Okay, guys, you want to flirt with that zero line as much as possible. I can't emphasize that enough. Now, when you're doing your combo, you want to smoke meds. Anytime you reflare, always drop smokes behind. I feel like I'm really pedantic here. Let me go over these points real quick. See if I want to hit any. I wrote down way too much stuff, guys. When you're using Grens, always take advantage of their overthrow. Like, they tend to hit targets further away than the target they're aiming at, so always line up your Grens appropriately. Remember that. And when you go for a burn, guys, you always want to, like, as soon as all the structures are cleared around the core or the HQ, always flare in about a tile or two away from the HQ. You can throw down critters. Those critters will more or less stay alive, and when the Grens are closer, they do more damage. That's always how you burn down an HQ. Now, a heck of a lot of words, guys. I apologize. Let me show you I've had to go full boosted on some of these 7 ice bases. They're so tough, okay? No shame in my game. I'm doing this to tell you guys how to get it done. Now, I line this up with my op hits because I'm going full boosted on my op hits right now. So it kind of works out. But some of these bases, if I can't do with a Masterpiece boost, then I just save them for my once a day full boost. I might even do 1 or 2 Masterpiece boost cycles and a full boost cycle in any given day just to get through this tribal, guys. But it's survival of the fittest, I'll tell you what. Thank goodness I saved up from Power Powder. Let's check out this guy. He was, I think, global number 11 when I took him down. He was 7 ice boosted and very tough because, of course, he had the tribals and everything else to go with it. Now, let's pause for a moment. What we see, of course, we see the typical, what you see is the new meta, which is the 2 shield gens and the shock blaster. There's just a lot of damage for RZCM. I've thrown RZCM at these bases. They just die. These rocket launchers and all the splash just hurts so much. And this guy's got a front-loaded beach with mines, so forget it. And he's got a very anti-RZCM style base, but then he's also carrying a shock blaster, which is also very bad for TGM. Now, like I said, you're always going to see the 2 shield gens because the HP and of the HQ is buffed due to the tribal, and things are just super tough. Anyway, we're barting out the gosh darn shock blaster, alright? Because there's so much health in all these structures. You can see all the ice, guys. There's so much health in all these structures, it takes a while to get through it, and we don't have enough time to cycle all the shocks. Even at full boost, I will tell you, took me a couple of hits to get him down. I mean, I had already tried a few times before with just Masterpiece boost in the morning when I woke up. This is what it takes, guys, but it can be done. TGM 152, yes, I let the Grand eat the boom mine. GBE was so precious. Granted, I'm still kind of running Mega Crab statues right now, but it's a whole different topic. But look, okay, so now we're shocking the boom cannon because bullets way off over here. I'm trying to clear as much as I can, and then we're going to flare to a side, right? We're going to turn a corner. Basically, all of these bases require turning corners, guys. And but it's important that we get this boom cannon out, at least this shock launcher. Looks like we're turning right now. I kind of forgot what I did to deal with all this stuff. Now, whenever you're grouped up, this is a good point. Whenever you reflare, and normally you turn corners, okay? You should always drop a heal, especially if there's incoming damage, whether it be mortar or rocket launcher. Good base designs tend to have mortar and rocket launcher damage coming down on you when you turn a corner. Now, we took out that shield gen. I don't recommend putting the shield gen so close to the front, but at the same time, there's still a lot of other stuff to deal with, and because the shield gens themselves have a lot of HP, maybe it makes sense, because it gives the buildings more time to do damage on your troops. Notice I'm still keeping my Grens alive with supplemental heals, even though I got 2 boats of healers. Guys, this is a 7 boosted ice base in this current tribal. It hurts. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Now, we're letting Bullet kind of draw the attention of the shock launcher while we're also in a good position with the Grens to do overthrow to kill the shock launcher, okay? We even threw a shock on that rocket because fuels were getting more expensive, and I think I still had a few cheap shocks left in me. I didn't use so many. Probably should have used some earlier to save some troops, but we had some. Now, there's a key example of using Bullet's drink just to burn a key structure, which was in fact the rocket launcher. He wasn't that low on health, right? But I wanted to get it down so I could initiate the burn. The rocket launcher, having 2 up, forget it. I don't want to go in close to make a burn, right? I mean, it's going to be way too much incoming damage. So that's the reason I wanted to get it down, and I was worried about time. Pretty sure this was close, probably with 10 seconds or so to spare. I don't remember how much time started on the replay, but you can go back and look at it if you want to see if I'm correct. I might be wrong, but I know there's 2 replays I want to share with you guys. I know at least one of these was under 10 seconds. I think both of them took quite a while. Now, I am letting Bullet clear some stuff. I'm also letting the Grens get in range of the rocket launcher, but I realized they're not actually hitting it. So at this point, I decided to reflare. It's kind of a gutsy move to reflare past the mortar, but I find when you're moving past mortars, it's not too bad. Mortars become really problematic if you take 2 shots in a row. It kind of depends on troop health and what troops you're running, but with this combination, 1 shot, it's okay. I can live. So yeah, actually, I think for this guy, now that I remember, I decided to clear it. Yeah, I think I attempted this guy many times, and I was a bit frustrated. And when I finally saw the light and I had all of these troops alive, I decided to, kill. No, I don't think everything. I think I leave the cannon and rocket launcher up. This was my dedication. Yes, this was my dedication to getting him killed. But I know it kind of looks easy, guys, but again, I'm fully boosted. But it is really tricky. The moves can be very subtle, and the damage is insane. For those of you guys that have experienced 7 boosted ice bases into this new tribal, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you that haven't, consider yourself lucky. Okay. Because there's even more boost to them, guys. They've got so much going for them right now. It's a crazy time for ice. You know, if you got a couple of like decent ice masterpieces sitting around in your storage and you got some power powder, it might be a good idea to just drop them and boost them if you got the power powder as a fully offensive player. In terms of net VP gain and loss, I don't know. It might deter some attacks. You might save some VP by boosting ice right now with all the tribals. Anyway. Oh, this one I said was extra spicy. Yeah, this guy, I think he had extra troop damage. He was like way up there, like 160 something in troop damage altogether. What was he rocking? I don't remember now. It was a 70 plus 30 plus 28, so that's 128 plus 50. Yeah, 178, guys. This guy had 178 damage and around 140 HP or something. 64, 26, 26, 26. 3 times 26, guys, come on, you know it. It's 78 plus 64 is 162. So it was way up there. Is that right? No. Whatever, guys. You do the math. 142. 142, 170, whatever the heck I said it was. 178. It was way up there. The damage was insane. So anyway, you see the typical drop. In this case, we decided to take out the bullet side shock launcher. I prefer taking out bullet side shock launchers when I can get a value shock like this right here. Always look for the value shock, guys. The reason why is on the Gren side, which is kind of the right side on my normal deployment, they're more likely to have boom cannons and other things target them or bullets on the left. So I like to be able to get value shocks on the shock launcher that's also on the right when I'm shocking structures that could otherwise hit my Grens or my weak side. If that makes any sense. But when given a choice, when I can make a value shock, I'll always now go for the bullet side shock launcher, and I'll take that out. And I typically drop troops on the right, so bullet side is left. That way bullet's not tied up, right? Anyway, as you can see, we're using the overthrow of the Grens to just demolish everything. The damage is insanely high. We did a great job keeping attention on bullet primarily. You can see on the reflare, I even decided to shock one of the rocket launchers. Look how much damage one rocket launcher does. I'm fully boosted, and I'm still running at least 2 troop health, 2 or 3. I think it's 2. I'm running 2 troop health right now. We'll take a look at the statues, but I think it's 352. Yeah, I'm running 352 at the moment. I probably should sacrifice the troop damage for a GBE right now, but I kind of want to see what the next crab's up to. I'm a crabber, #1, guys. Heck, I had a really good time on the last crab, and I want to do a good job on the next one. Anyway, enough about the crab. You can see how much damage we take. I'm even supplementing the Grenadiers with a healing spell, or med kit or whatever. Now granted, we did lose a few healers, but we still have plenty of healers, and they are tribally boosted, but whatever. Now the rocket damage is on healers, which they have a lot of health, they have more than Grens, and it might be on bullets, so I think things are looking a lot better. Now at this point, I'm super happy just to distract that rocket launcher. My Grens took a really weird formation, but I was happy with it. Some of these Grens over here were pretty close to the HQ, so they were actually doing a lot of damage. The ones in the back, not so much, but again, the fact that rocket wasn't killing me, the fact that bullet was getting his way over there, made me super happy. And that's all I wanted to do was take this rocket out. There was so much damage. Like, now the rocket's gone, we go for the burn. Okay? Smoking those healers just to kind of save on gold, right? Because I got GBE. Sometimes your GBE can save you gold. It's like a trade, right? Just like power powder can save you gold. Because if you boost, you're going to lose less troops, okay? Even if it's on bases that you'll kill either way, if you're boosted, you're far more likely to lose troops, and that saves you gold. So sometimes there's these strange exchanges between power powder and gold, GBE and gold. Always remember that, and right now gold is precious, so do everything you can to save your gold. But just like that, guys, 7 boosted ice base goes down, pound down. Now, man, this is a long video. I hope it's good, guys. I feel like I haven't given you this kind of content in a while. We're going to do some unboosted hits, TGM 152. I've got 2 dudes on my map that I saw right before I started doing this video, and they're killable. This guy's a 6250. Let's verify those stats. That means 62% HP and 50 on the damage, 50 being from the tribal. So I always look at the sniper tower, guys, because it's got 10,000 base health. I see 6,200 bonus damage, which is easily tells me 62%. Okay, look at the cannon; it's not quite as clear. The damage is close to 1,000. There's some slight numerical tricks that occur here, but we see that he's at 518 bonus. Well, that actually is 50%, and we know it's 50% because of the tribal, and again, it's because it's half of 1,036, which is exactly 518. But you can kind of just knock off a digit or two, and you'll know exactly where it's at. And of course, I'm sure the headquarters is boosted. Look at the health, guys, 219 on a 180, so he is rocking the 60% bonus health to the HQ, and that's of course why we see the shield. Now that we know what we're dealing with, let's get into it. 6250, guys. We see Grappler. Grapplers are always bad because bullet gets taken and tanks are taken and medics run after them, and you know it's not good. So clearly that's shit we must kill. Laser beam, it's laser beam 3. Damage isn't that bad. We got 2 boats, tribal meds. We'll be okay. Basically, let's take out the Grappler and one of the shock launchers, whichever one gives us the least value when shocking, and or which is the furthest. And in this case, we're going to take out this one. We can connect shock on the laser and this shock launcher. It'll help mitigate incoming damage, and because this one's further away, it'll take us longer to kill. Customary drop will be bullet on the right. We'll get bullet in front of the boom cannon and tanks and everybody else over here. We'll even do a reflare after stuff is done, just to get everyone coming from the right. We'll figure it out. I don't know. We'll play it as we go. See some shock lines up front. We'll put critters in the shock. We love critters in the shock, especially when we have Grens, because when critters in the shock are there, they don't run forward. They don't get killed by splash like machine guns and flamethrowers, and the Grens don't kill them. And sometimes, as long as the Grens are behind the shocked critters, they work as a shield. So we love critters on a shock, guys. So this is looking super juicy. Let's jump right into it. Base like this, we should be able to take unboosted. So, 60%, let's go 2 barrage and 1 artillery. That probably needs another artillery. Grapplers always have a lot of HP, guys. And another one. Okay, with 53 GBE or 56 after the Grappler's dead, we're just going to be cool for now. We can deal with the shocks. Put bullet by the boom cannon, everybody else down here. Okay. Now, yeah, the Grens will take out some of these shock mines. Looks like we'll at least get 1 shock mine we can use. Boom mine's going to be bad as well, so we'll probably need 2 boats. Critters. Let's go critter. Oh, man, they got the other boom mine, or the other shock mine, so forget that. Actually, I kind of like how things are fanning out. We might have just lost a Gren. Yes, we did, between sniper and cannon fire. It happens, you know, you got to crack a few eggs, make an omelet. It's unfortunate. Now, let's go ahead and get one of those value shocks I was talking about. I might have missed the laser. No, I got it. Alright, I think we got enough GB to take care of the shock launcher. 1 barrage, 2 artillery should be the prescription. Got a heal in hand. Don't think we need it. Let's cycle that shock, though. Also catching the cannon. Give Bullet a drink just because we can. Just take out some of that junk on the side and get him to move forward. That cannon, I'm going to shock it just to save that tank. Hashtag use GBE to save gold. Now we got to get that boom cannon and the shock launcher. Missed the shock launcher, but we got the boom cannon. Kind of a panic shock. Looking at the health, we're totally keeping up with rocket damage with the 2 boats of healers, so it's no problem. Cycling shock one more time on the boom cannon. Oh, that was so close. Now we need to actually reposition our troops. Make sure bullets in front of the next boom cannon. So let's go ahead and make a flare to the outside. Drop some critters on the mortar. And let's see, where's Bullet? Let's give Bullet a drink just to get him out front. It's one of those times where we can sacrifice GB. I'm not worried about incoming damage, and I know that we'll get plenty of GBE, so it made sense to take advantage of the energy drink just for his speed, guys. Now Bullet's right where we want him to be. He should have the attention of that boom cannon. We got enough GBE for a drink, enough for a shock. Not for both, but we should be fine. I'll keep the shock in hand. Troops starting to fan out as we work on that shield gem, but I think everything will be okay. Nope, we lost a medic or something, but whatever, doesn't matter. We don't need no sneaking medics. No, but they do cost us gold, but we'll be just fine. Look how we're fanning down in, taking out this HQ like a boss, 1 barrage, do some artillery, but overlap with adjoining structures, and yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. No need to burn on this. Kaboom! Just like that, Asian letter player goes down to Pound Town, TGM 152, unboosted in this crazy tribal. And we lost 1 grenadier and 2 medics. Okay, these aren't the 7 boosted ice bases, but I showed you the replays, guys. I showed you how to do it. Okay. Is this... Are they messing with me? Is this not just the same base we attacked? What? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I know this is a long video, but... Okay, this is what we just killed. Okay. Grappler, laser, rocket launchers. Okay. And... Oh, we got something new. Oh, we got a new guy. May or may not be able to kill him unboosted, but take it one step at a time. Now this guy. Dudes, same base. Like, literally the same base. Same stats, 60, 50. The other was maybe a little... I don't know. Okay, whatever. Well, what did we lose? What did we lose last time? We lost 2 healers and 1 Gren. Let's see if we can do better than that. Yeah, 2 healers, 1 Gren. Well, if it's the same base, maybe we do better. Probably do worse now that I just said that. Oh, that is not the guy. That's the new guy. We'll take care of him in a second. Oh, guys, shish kebabbers hitting the wrong buttons. Here we go. This guy. He's online. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy then. Glad that he's here. Wow, that's a long video. Okay, this guy is a 64, 124. Yeah. He's got 74. No, it's 134. But it's, yeah, 60% on the HQ, 50% on the damage, so 124 is correct. This guy's a 64, 124. Now, we see he's rocking 2 shock blasters. First of all, and he's got his shock launchers. Everything's way too consolidated, okay? One thing I do want to say about the meta bases I've been seeing so far, like those 7 boosted ice bases, one thing I forgot to mention is that I find that people are clumping their structures a lot together, thankfully, because that really helps the splash damage of Grens. This guy, though, he's got a design that's kind of awkward. Like the front, we can definitely do some damage to, but these sides, unless we have the right angle, Grens aren't going to do good. But where he made a really big problem, really big mistake, is the fact that we can value shock both of these shock blasters with 1 shot around the HQ, which means we can actually take out the shock launchers, which is something I prefer to do. The reason being is that shock launchers take a larger area, right? So, what I'm going to do is take out both shock launchers, 1 barrage, 2 artillery each. We'll also take out the adjoining flamethrowers with that, not that it matters, but we get GBE. And the range on the second shock blaster is kind of at the precipice of that boom cannon. So, we don't have to value shock till we start getting into the range of the back one, so we can use our opening shot to probably catch the Gren side of the drop. The bullet side will be okay, but this side's usually the weak side. So the first shock will probably be a value shock that catches the boom cannon, and well, shock launcher's gone, probably the mortar, and then probably the second shock will capture both of these. We'll turn a corner, most probably right, and we may or may not go after the shield, just kind of depends. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. Just giving you the strategy, right? Just trying to tell you the essence of how I like to play TGM 152, aka Bullets best. So, like I said, 1 barrage, 2 artillery on each of the shock launchers. 1 barrage for each of them, and 2 artillery. 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. Kaboom. Alright. Here we go, typical drop, guys. Now there are a bunch of boom mines up front. Now boom mines that are really close to targets can get hit by Gren splash, so we like to wait and see what the Grens clear, and then we'll clear out whatever we need to with critters. Looks like we need critters right here. Looks like we need critters right there, but a couple of medics ate it. Man, we already lost 3 medics. Good bullet drink. Oh yeah, we're in the range of the shock blaster, are we? There we go. Let's get that value shock I talked about earlier, which I completely missed. Let's just go ahead and put it directly on the core. Okay, I have really messed up these shocks. We're in a 16 GBE. At this point, the wise man should retreat, and I am wise, and gold is precious. So, totally forgot the shock blaster, guys. So, what happened there was we missed our first shock when we panic shocked. The bullet took way too much damage, which meant we lost value on drinks, and basically, we messed up. Let's try that again. Less commentary, more boom. Oh, This is a Burger King cup, in case you're wondering, guys. Don't ask what's in Shish Kebab's cup. I'll never tell. Okay, 1 barrage, 2 artillery, which does cost a lot of GB, but I think that's the right combination. I just don't. I need to pay attention to those dang shocks. All right, I just, you know, in my mind, Shock Blaster wasn't there. Okay, until I saw Bullet almost dead, and I'm like, why is he dead? All right, here we go, guys. You know, we all make mistakes. Okay, we're all human. Now, let's put some critters up front right now. Catch some critters on a shock. Probably die to mines, but kind of distract a little bit. Okay, put some critters probably, yeah, on this boom mine now. We'll go ahead and value shock a bunch of junk. Look at that value shock. Much better. Meds are still alive. Bullet's not dying yet. He's low, but we like him low. Let's cycle that value shock. We'll give Bullet that drink. He's low. I don't want to flirt too much. Now, we know he's in range of the other shock, so let's go ahead and shock both. Now, we might take some boom cannon hits. I'm not going to lie. We really need some GBE. Oh, we didn't get it in time. Now, yeah, all is lost. Let's rethink our strategy. I was going to say, sometimes when Bullet dies, it's not game over, but with both Shock Blasters still up, it absolutely was game over. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we're spending too much GBE on the initial deployment. So we're going to take out 1 shock launcher, guys. And the one we choose to take out is the Bullet side shock launcher because we want to get value shock on the weak side, the grand side. Okay? Let's try that. Hope this works out. 1 barrage, 2 artillery, 1 and 2. Now this gives us more GBE to work with as we dance our way up to take out these shock blasters. We got to give our Grens time to do some work. Okay. Now, oh, should have already put critters in the shock. I almost want to reset it right now because the play is to do it before Bullet gets shocked. Let's see what happens. Alright, now we need a value shock in this neighborhood. We'll give Bullet a drink. We do have more GB. It's the only reason I haven't retreated yet. Probably going to drop a heal over here. Cycle that value shock. We're actually in the range of the other shock blaster now. So that was a horrible shock. Let's retreat. Let's try this one more time. I want to show you guys what some of this takes, okay? The important thing, though, is what you learn from your hits. So two things we learned. First shock covers the boom cannon and the shock launchers. Second shock needs to cover both shock blasters. Critters need to come out and hit that shock mine before Bullet gets in the range of it, so that way we get the DPS of Bullet on the sniper tower. The idea is we gotta kill structures quickly so we can actually get to the shock blasters. And this might be a case where I just don't have enough GBE. But I'm going to keep picking away at it till I can determine that we're not losing too much gold yet. Okay, 1 barrage, 2 artillery, 1 and 2. Time is always precious because you never know how much time you need to kill it at the end. Now let's get those critters out there on that shock. Alright, now let's go critters here, critters there, and that first value shock, which I totally missed. Okay, give it a drink. Take the second shock early, which I missed the shock blaster again. Retreat. It's bad. We can't have these things happen, guys, and we can't lose gold. Don't be afraid to retreat. It only costs you as a max level player 20,000 gold per attack, and we lost 1 medic. Had I kept going, things would have been bad. It's unfortunate I'm doing this live, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, it's a tough tribal. I cannot emphasize that enough. Alright, but you know, with maintenance and rehearsal, we will get this, guys. 1 barrage, 2 artillery, okay? Now, Bullet, tanks, everybody else, activate that stupid shock mine. If I was smarter, which I will be, I'm gonna do one more thing. This is where I'm just getting totally crazy. My critters should actually take out this boom mine. I can't click on it, but they should take out the boom mine and the shock. I can save on critters. Everything has to be value, okay, guys? Value, value, value. GBE, every resource is precious. Okay, this is it. Final attempt. 1 barrage, 2 artillery, 1 and 2. Bullet here, tanks everybody else over here. Getting both the shock mine and the boom mine. The boom mine. Oh, 2 boom mines. Look at that value, guys. Look at that value. Now, the healer might die. We'll let him die. Okay, we gotta get that boom mine out. We should absolutely shock stuff. Give Bullet a drink. He's about to be in... Give Bullet another drink. He's about to be in range. Let's put a super shock right here to get all the shocks together. Man, those sniper towers hurt, guys. Give Bullet a drink. We are just screwed. I can't do anything to this. We're not going to generate enough for a shock. A shock is what I need. Maybe. Hold on. I don't want to say we're done yet, because I told you we're going for it this time. That mortar's going to wreck us. Yeah, we're done. Okay. No, forget it. Yeah, this might be some editing. So, I don't know if I'll edit it or not. We'll see. In case I do edit, I will say this. Guys, we've tried this base a lot, and I may or may not want to waste your time showing you these attempts, but we'll deal with them later when we go with a... You know what? Screw the editing, screw the dealing with stuff. Let me show you what it takes, okay? Now that you saw all that, let's go Masterpiece Boost, okay? Why? Because we can. Let me show you how we'll take this down right now. I don't care. I don't care. Watch this. Watch this. Now. 1 barrage. 1 barrage. 2 artillery. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's stick with the first plan. The first plan was good. We just didn't have the GBE to do it, guys. Alright. Bullet here. Tanks over here. Get value on those critters. Get the value shock. Drop some critters on that boom mine. Shock in hand. Preparing to value shock again. We will value shock. Bullet needs a drink. Notice how long it took to give him a drink because we got that TH boosted. Now we're going to shock both the shock blasters. I know we might lose something to a boom cannon, but it happens. Give Bullet a drink. Drop some critters. We need to get those sniper towers down. Sniper towers really hurt, guys. Almost have enough for another shock. We're just going to wait for that shock. Don't care if we get hurt a little bit. There it is. Shocking. Well, could have done a better shock now that we know what's dead. But now the overthrow of the Grens comes in very, very useful. Watch the shock blaster die. Let's drop a heal in the back just to try to keep some stuff alive. Bullet is hanging on by a thread. Let's go over to the left. Let's work on some other stuff, guys. Okay, this is actually a very good teaching point, and this is gonna hurt. That mortar's gonna absolutely wreck. But what I wanted to say was we need to keep Bullet alive. He might die actually. Give me that GBE. Oh wow, take that drink right now. The boost helps a lot in this tribal. I can't emphasize it enough. I'll be up for the next 3 hours, so I can take advantage of this. Don't be afraid to use power powder. There's no shame in the game. You know, I've had a long day at work, this, that, and the other. Let's get everybody up here, though, so we can consolidate our heals. And we're going to work our way around to the shield gen, guys. We have 2 minutes. I'm going to show you how to get it done. We're getting it done, okay? Again, gold is so precious, guys. I don't have the gold to waste on attempts. Maybe I'm not skilled enough, okay? It's fair, okay? I'm not the best player on the planet. I'm pretty good, though. And let me tell you, this is tough. Especially tough because we're not conditioned. We become flabby. We become lazy. These tribals have been so easy before. Now it's just like shock therapy. No pun intended with the NPC base, right? Now, I like where everyone's fanned. I don't really care for these Grens doing work over here, but it's okay. At this point, we're worried about taking out the shield gen, then we're going to flare back to the HQ. We got plenty of time. We got enough for another drink. Bullet's low on health. It's how we like it. It has more DPS. Flaring back right now, because we know they're done. Everything's more or less clear. Critters won't work too well because we got the rocket there. Let's see. Little artillery job. Well, now we can't afford it. Whatever. Doesn't matter, guys. We got this. We got this. I'm just saving. There we go. For the drink and for the burn. Kaboom! Just like that Asian letter player, 41G goes on to Pound Town with Masterpiece Boost DGM 152. Excuse me. Wow, long video, guys. It's all staying in there. It goes back to everything I told you before. Boosting is sometimes necessary. It's too bad I didn't boost earlier because I would have lost less troops and I would have saved more gold. You know, with 43 minutes remaining, yeah, the video's done. I'll jump into Dr. T later. Forget it. You guys don't care. I guess I will show you one other thing, though. I will show you today's op hit where I was fully boosted. It's not that special. It's kind of special, but not really. I wanted to do Grands. I wanted to, like, you know, take advantage of the tribal, go fully boosted with my kind of Mega Crab-ish statues. Yeah, taking a look as you see. Like I said, I'm 352, 3 GBE, 5 troop damage, 2 troop health. But I was fully boosted. We went into Blue Water and opened it up. And my goal was to take out all the shield gens with, I was doing Grenmed 7-1. Shield gens are all over the place, guys. This was my goal. Let's see what happens. We'll go in double time. Now, drop some critters, take out boom mines. Just trying to flare my way over to the first shield gen. We lose a healer on one of the boom mines here. It happens. Drop a couple of smokes to keep everybody safe. Get zapped by the laser, no big deal. Shock the laser. With the overthrow of the Grands, first shield gen goes down. Almost no problemo. Okay, now we're flaring over here. We know we got this boom cannon to deal with. We can't turn the corner without dealing with these boom cannons, right? A little bit late on the critters, no big deal. Lose a couple Grands, whatever. We got critters for distraction. Okay? Now, we flare directly on the boom cannon right as the bullet passes by to get him right in front. Boom cannon goes down. Now, we're going to flare on the next boom cannon. We're taking out these boom cannons because we need to work our way up to these shield gens up here. But before we can get the shield gens, and I want to show you this in normal time, we actually have to take care of the power cells first, and I almost made a mistake. This is really important, so I want to show you this. Watch where the flare goes after this. I flared right here because I wanted to go to the shields. No. Then I reflared over here. Reason being, if we had stayed by this first flare, the Grens would have swarmed all around these power cells. They would have killed each other. I know this. That's why I corrected myself. I had to give them the right line. I had to clear this out before we moved in. But I was in a hurry, guys. I'll go back 2 times. I was in a hurry to get through all this junk, but I don't want to like waste time killing power cells. Now we flare the shield gen, overthrow the Grens, right at the right angle, boom, 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 boom. Shield gen down. Flare the next shield gen. Even though it's low on health, we flare it anyway. Get everybody right up there, boom, 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 boom. Flare the next shield gen, boom, 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 boom. Don't you love my commentary, guys? I apologize for the coughing. Now, I'm kind of figuring out what to do. I want to get my way to these shield gens. I realize, okay, let's BART this junk out. Time's running low. That's why we threw the artillery and didn't know if the BART was going to hit. We flare over, get everybody bunched up, flare over here. Start smoking our way around the corner. Smoky Grenmed. Now we're just going to come out, and we got to get our Gren angle just right. Try to distract some of the boom cannons as we come in. Give Bullet a drink. It's one of those drinks where he's not low on health. We just want to use it to get him out front. Get him out front, shock all the junk, moving in as fast as we can, but not fast enough, guys. I've got to get this mortar down, flare the shield gen last minute. One more energy drink, flare everybody close. We flared close, flared the shield gen, didn't even get that down, but you know what? It was a great opener. This thing went down, and that was 7-1 Grenmed brought to you in this current tribal. These tribals aren't very good for operation hits. I mean, they don't modify Zukas, shock timers, or anything like that. But there's a Gren hit in an operation. And there it is, guys. Super long video. Hope you enjoyed it. If not, well, if you're still here, why are you still watching? Hope you had a super fantastic, awesome day. And as always, guys, remember, like always, be kind to others. Because if you're not, you're just being mean, and mean people suck. Have a great day.